my fellow foes. So I'm going to be watching AHOF's Weverse Con performance set list. So obviously, like I mentioned, I was not able to find anyone who screen recorded, which again, I'm not that surprised because they have been really cracking down on people from screen recording the entirety of a set for any of the artists and kind of copywriting it, as even on X, because I think I have like bookmarked like one or two and they immediately got like were taken down in the next second after I went to go look back in my bookmarks through for the AHOF one at least. But these are fan cams, so just keep that in mind. Obviously they only had like they only did six songs for their set. I already, like I said, I know they opened up the festival with they're the first artist to perform for the first day and then the starting of both days, like, you know what I mean? So like to start off the whole entire like setting it off essentially is what I'm trying to say. So I'm like, oh, that's definitely has to be a little bit nerve-wracking because them being still quote unquote like a nugu group, but still having like also having to like start off such a big festival concert is again really like nerve-wracking, especially like if you know, because there are a bunch of other groups that also performed at this event, especially for like day one, and I know there was a day two too. But yeah, anyways, we're just gonna go ahead and watch y'all, and obviously I will be linking the fan cams in the description below. But yeah, obviously we're gonna start off with Rendezvous. We're just gonna go ahead and get started, y'all. Also, I forgot that they also do a live band with Weverse Con, so... Also, it must have been really hot, too, because it was during the day, no? Ooh, come on, the drums. Like I said, it's basically like it's live like version, like, but just the whole set. Ooh. Oh, I'm curious to see like how Ready and the hard-hitting songs are gonna sound with the band, now that I think about it. Because live instruments changes up the feel of the song for sure. Cute. Not him doing a heart instead. Cute! Oh, I think the person was covering their mic on the phone or whatever they were using to record, because for a second there I was gonna say I think it might be just the video and not necessarily like them, because sometimes, you know, let me pause. Sometimes whenever you listen or record something, obviously like the band is gonna sound a lot louder than the singers. So I was like, I was thinking like I don't think it's like the actual people, like the sound people who like need to turn up the boys' mics a little bit louder so they can be heard over the band. I think it's just necessarily, it's just the person recording that it sounds like that. But then I think they moved their finger off of the thing, and I'm like, oh, it sounds a lot clearer now. You can hear the boys better now instead of the band sounding louder. Also, I just realized it was Han that had this bandana on his arm. Ooh! Come on, streamers. J.O. smile. Cute. Oh, I think he has confetti on his mic, doesn't he? And then he got some on him, that's why he was laughing. Cute. Woo! Again, there aren't going to be any ments for this because these are just fan cams. Those are just solely the stages. But I will say again, like the band definitely adds a little different vibe to it because it's a live band. So you get to hear how, because we have already heard Rendezvous, I think, or have we or no? I can't remember. But I can't remember. I think they did It's Live with Rendezvous, if I'm not mistaken. But you know, it's kind of adding that more of like. Because it's not backtrack, so I think it changes the timing as well. So they have to practice a little bit harder to make sure that they're still staying on beat and on time with the live musicians playing instead of it being just backtrack. So I think it makes it a little bit harder, a little bit more challenging. But again, like really great start to the set because, you know, it's their debut single. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the next, y'all. Ooh. Oh! I like how this sounds with the band. Also, I wonder if there's actually like a cute! If there's actually someone playing a trumpet or not. Oh my god, he got the... I saw him be like, I was not supposed to grab the confetti. I will say, I think the confetti or the streamers is a little bit of a hazard because I always get scared whenever Woongi does that part. I think with the band, it just adds more like of that more lively kind of feel to it as well. Just because it's a live band playing instead of, you know, it being backtrack. So I think that gets them equally amped up and excited because they haven't probably heard all of their songs with a live band, so it's like, oh, it's like our, like, you know, a first time thing. So I think it makes them more excited too. But okay, we're gonna move on to the third stage. Oh, it's a lot better, this one. Cute the way you did that. Also, apparently JL is still like injured, so I was like, oh. Oh wow, you can hear his like vocals from like the mic, like the speaker, but then you also hear him singing like the actual voice, you know? I think for all of them you can hear it in this one. Like, you know what I mean? Like you can hear like the doubling of it essentially. It makes me wonder though, like, cause since this, I don't know what the if the camera work was like good for the like broadcast, like the live stream version. I wonder how that looked. I'm kind of curious, even though like, cause I obviously didn't find anyone who posted like a screen recording of it. I'm just thinking about like how they, cause we saw the person like run over to get whenever they go into the line behind JL. I was just curious about that. But again, you know, like it makes sense they followed run up 1.5 times speed with the universe, because it's like very similar, like in energy, very bright to start off the set, like their set with, because again, you're trying to get everyone amped, get everyone excited, and like build up, I guess, slowly to like the more like stronger songs, because I can't remember if We Ready is next or not, but we're just gonna go ahead and move on to the next one. Okay, let's see how this is gonna go with the live band. I'm really curious how this is gonna sound. Oh, come on, the drums always. Ooh, even the guitar. It gives it a little bit more of an edge. Hey. Get it on top.
It's time to grow.
Hey. Ooh. The guitar though. Okay, what's about to go down? How is this gonna go? Ooh. Woo! Hey, come on, Chen. Hey! Ah! He did the scorpion! Hey! Oh yeah, they don't have bandanas for this, because usually they have the bandanas. Hey! Hey! Ooh! I do like it. I mean, there are moments where like I wish, because you know they still have some of the backtrack playing. It's not just full. It's not full instrument like real life musicians playing the instruments. So like you obviously hear like the bass, you hear the guitar, you definitely hear the drums. So like I'm not surprised with that. But I just like hearing like what instruments they end up playing from the original version of the song. And again, the drums really did it. The drums and probably like the guitar really did it for me, like at moments, because there was like moments where the guitar like kind of had like a solo or like the drums had more of like for this, like they went off hard whenever they would hit the main like drum, or like for the cymbals for it too. So I don't know. Well, I think the next one, I don't know if We Ready was the only one that's like the stronger one. I think they did Mamma Mia, and then I think it's just Mamma Mia and Pinocchio left. And we've heard Pinocchio in a live band version, but I don't think we've heard it in Mamma Mia. So I'm curious like how that's gonna sound too. But let's just move on to the next one. Ooh. We can hear the piano here, and obviously the drums. Ooh, the drums though. Okay, you can definitely hear the instruments a little bit more in this song. Steven and Jaya were laughing at each other there. Ooh, the guitar there. Ooh. I like the build up of that. Let's go. I know he was gonna do that. I was waiting for him to say that part. He always does it at the same little break. Yay! Again, I think so far this one might be my favorite from the live band versions that we've heard so far. Just because I feel like the guitar sounded a lot different, and I like how they built it up to the I think before it like drops again, like the guitar is really, you can hear like the little riff of it play really clearly, and then I think the drums sounded a little bit different too, and then you get to hear a lot more of the piano, like them playing the piano, which makes sense because this song like does have a lot of like the beginning is like dun, 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 dun. It's like this is the piano building up the song essentially, right? Okay, so the next one obviously is gonna be Pinocchio, which is the last stage. So we've already heard this song in a live band version from the It's Live performance that they did, so I don't know if it's gonna sound any different, but yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and move on. You can hear the guitar playing in this part too. I'm assuming the drums are about to come in. Yep. Oh, it looks really bright here at this part. Cause I think it was like 1 o'clock in the morning whenever I was awake, and they already had started dropping the people had already started dropping like the videos. I was like, oh, they performed really early. Which makes sense because they started off they opened day 1, so. Oh, he did that instead of doing the leg kick again. Ooh, the guitar there. Oh, he did this instead of doing the... Oh, he changed that up too. You can hear the guitar there. The way he hit that right at as the drum like hit the cymbal part. Ooh, the guitar too. Ooh, I think this person had the AHOF banner. Okay, well that was the last stage for their Weverse WeverseCon festival set. Obviously, like we have heard some of these songs with a live band, others we haven't. So I was really surprised. I was really intrigued to hear like what they were gonna do for We Ready, just because that is like a more hard hitting song. And then we also haven't heard Mamma Mia with a live band either. So I was like, oh, like those actually sounded really great because they're some like with because we have heard rearrangements of like Rendezvous and Pinocchio with having like more of like a rock kind of vibe to it. So it kind of like is reminiscent to like those that we have heard already. Whereas like again, we haven't heard We Ready or we haven't heard the Universe or Run at 1.5 times speed either. But I think those are more like bright, like they're more bright songs obviously. So like it definitely sounds different but for me, like I think it didn't sound like, or it wasn't like, I think like again my favorite was probably like how Mamma Mia sounded, because you could hear more of like the piano in the beginning, and then again that build up to like the what's it called, with the guitar and the drums to like the main chorus part. I really like that. I will say again, this was like they did a great job considering the fact that they also like opened up the entirety of the festival for 2 days, and like just for day 1 too, it's like definitely nerve-wracking again because them being new, like this is their first time obviously being in WeverseCon. To like they technically are still like Nugus, so like again a Nugu group opening up. I don't know if it's like I don't know who's been opening up for like the past couple years when they do the WeverseCon festival, because I haven't really I've only ever watched like Boy Next Door clips or like videos of them, and then also Anteam from the festival. But either way, like again, I don't know if it's always like a new group that always ends up opening up day 1 and day 2, or if it's just for day 1. But again, it's definitely nerve-wracking when it's your first time opening up for such a big festival, where again a lot of the other artists are also have probably been in the game longer than you have. So you kind of have to, start off strong to, also kind of appeal to any other fans who might be there to see other groups perform, to kind of like, gain a little bit of intrigue, but also kind of like for the sake of like your own reputation as a group, and also like because you just want to, for them especially, like they just want to hear like great things about their performance, which again I think one of the things I actually saw was people always like complimenting them of how like great they sound live, which I'm not surprised because again like the vocals are insane for AHOF. So it makes us as the fandom really proud to see like other people who might not be a part of the fandom yet, or were like really took an interest to them from here, to compliment them and be like, oh wow, like they sound really great live. And I'm like, that makes us happy because that's other people from other fandoms appreciating AHOF and their performance, So again, really happy for them. I am really like again excited to see like the behind the scenes for this, if they did get to shoot some. And also I kind of want to hear like what their takes on like the whole performance like of them practicing with the live band, because again we've only have seen it for the It's Live like videos or performances that they have done, but never like a full-on like set with just the band having like instead of actual like full-on backtrack. So I'm curious like what they thought of it and like how the process was for them to practice, because I think it changes it up a little bit, because the timing might be a little bit different. It might, since they're not used to, like they're always used to listening to like a backtrack instead of keeping in time with the band playing as well. So I'm kind of interested with that. And then just overall, like if they even also got to stay afterwards to watch other groups, or was it just like they went to perform like for their set and then they had to go home or not. I'm curious about that. But anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed the video, and I shall see you in the next one.